Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Fluent Podcast. I'm Emily, and I'm so happy that you are here with us today.
And I'm Jake. It's wonderful to have you with us again. We always imagine you listening somewhere in the world, maybe at home, on your way to work, during a break, or while taking a peaceful walk.
Wherever you are, we hope you feel relaxed and comfortable while listening. Today, we have a topic that is personal, meaningful, and very useful for everyday English conversations.
We are going to talk about emotions, and we will do it in clear and natural English that is perfect for A2 to B1 learners.
Our conversation is designed to help you improve your listening, speaking, vocabulary, and confidence while learning natural English.
Remember, you do not need to understand every single word. Just follow the conversation and enjoy the experience. Your English will improve step by step.
Before we begin, we would like to ask you a simple question to think about while you listen.
Here is today's question. How are you feeling today, and why do you feel that way?
You do not have to answer right now. Just keep that question in your mind while you enjoy today's episode.
Maybe you feel happy because something good happened recently.
Maybe you feel excited about learning something new.
Or perhaps you feel a little tired after a busy day.
You might even feel nervous about something that is coming soon.
Whatever you are feeling, your emotions are part of your daily life.
Talking about emotions is one of the most useful English skills because people often ask simple questions like, "How are you?" or "How have you been?"
These questions may sound easy, but sometimes it is difficult to answer naturally.
Many English learners only know how to say, "I'm fine."
There's nothing wrong with that answer.
But today, we will learn that there are many other simple ways to express how we feel.
Before we share our own experiences, let's explain what we mean by the word emotion.
An emotion is a feeling that you experience in different situations.
Some emotions are pleasant, like happiness, excitement, and gratitude.
Others are more difficult, like sadness, worry, disappointment, or frustration.
Every emotion is a normal part of being human.
There are no perfect emotions and no wrong emotions.
The important thing is learning to understand and express them.
Jake, let me ask you something.
Of course.
When someone asks, "How are you today?" do you usually give a short answer or a longer one?
It depends on the situation.
Can you explain?
If I'm meeting someone for the first time, I usually keep my answer short.
Something like, "I'm doing well, thank you."
Exactly.
But what if you are talking to a close friend?
Then I might say, I'm feeling a little tired today, but overall I'm doing well.
That sounds much more natural.
Real conversations often include a little more information.
I agree.
Emily, what about you?
I like saying things like, "I'm feeling quite relaxed today," or "I'm excited because I'm working on something interesting."
Those answers invite the other person to continue the conversation.
Yes, and they help us connect with people more naturally.
Emotions are not only something we feel,
They are also something we share.
sometimes talking about our feelings helps us understand them better.
I think that is very true.
Have you ever felt much better after talking to someone?
Many times.
Me too.
Sometimes a simple conversation can completely change my mood.
That is one reason friendships are so valuable.
Good friends listen without judging.
And sometimes they simply remind us that we are not alone.
Another interesting thing about emotions is that they change throughout the day.
You might wake up feeling sleepy.
Later, you feel energetic.
Then perhaps you become a little stressed at work.
And finally, you feel relaxed again when you return home.
It is completely normal for emotions to change.
They are like the weather.
That is a beautiful comparison.
Some days are sunny,
Some days are rainy.
but no weather lasts forever.
The same is true for emotions.
Happy moments come and go.
Difficult moments also come and go.
Remembering that can make challenging days feel a little easier.
Emily, what emotion do you enjoy feeling the most?
I think I would say gratitude,
Why gratitude?
because it helps me notice the good things that already exist in my life.
That is a wonderful answer.
Even small things like a nice conversation, a good book, or a beautiful sunset can make me feel grateful.
I like that way of thinking.
What about you?
I enjoy feeling curious.
Curious?
Yes, curiosity makes everyday life more interesting.
How so?
Instead of thinking I already know everything, I keep asking questions and learning new things.
I think curiosity and learning English go very well together.
I agree.
Every new word teaches us something new.
Every conversation helps us understand people a little better.
Another common emotion is nervousness.
Many English learners feel nervous before speaking.
That is completely normal.
Even people who speak English very well sometimes feel nervous before giving a presentation or meeting new people.
Feeling nervous does not mean you cannot do something.
It often means you care about doing it well.
That is a much kinder way to think about nervous feelings.
I agree.
While listening today, think about the emotions you have experienced this week.
Ask yourself, what made me feel happy, excited, calm, worried, or grateful?
You do not need long or complicated answers. Even a simple sentence can help you practice speaking naturally.
Learning to describe your emotions also helps you communicate more honestly with other people.
And every honest conversation helps build stronger friendships, better communication, and greater confidence in English. Now that we have talked about different emotions, let's discuss how we can describe them more naturally in English.
That is a great idea, because many English learners use the same words again and again.
For example, many people simply say, "I'm happy."
That is a good sentence, but sometimes we can be a little more specific.
We can say, "I'm feeling excited."
Or, I'm feeling relaxed today.
We could also say, "I'm feeling proud because I finished an important project."
Adding a reason makes your conversation more interesting. Instead of saying only how you feel, you also explain why. Emily, what usually makes you feel relaxed?
I enjoy reading a good book with a cup of tea.
That sounds very peaceful.
It is. I also enjoy taking slow walks when the weather is nice.
Nature has a wonderful way of helping us feel calmer.
Yes, even a short walk can improve my mood.
What about music?
Oh, music definitely changes my emotions.
Mine too.
Some songs make me feel energetic.
Others help me feel peaceful after a busy day.
Music is amazing because the same song can remind us of different memories.
That is very true.
Jake, what usually makes you feel excited?
I feel excited whenever I learn something completely new.
Like learning a new skill?
Exactly.
Or visiting a new place?
Yes, I also enjoy meeting people from different countries.
That is one of the wonderful things about learning English. It gives us opportunities to connect with people from all over the world.
Another emotion many people experience is stress.
Yes, modern life can sometimes feel very busy.
Work, school, family responsibilities, and daily tasks can all create stress.
Feeling stressed from time to time is normal.
The important thing is learning healthy ways to manage those feelings.
Emily, what do you usually do when you feel stressed? First, I take a few slow, deep breaths.
That sounds simple.
It is simple, but it really helps me slow down.
What else do you do?
I try to focus on one task instead of thinking about everything at once.
I think many people try to solve 10 problems at the same time.
Yes, and that usually makes us feel even more stressed.
I prefer making a short list and completing one thing at a time.
That is a great strategy. Small progress often makes us feel more confident.
Another emotion people often experience is disappointment.
That happens when something does not go as we hoped.
Maybe we do not pass an exam.
Maybe we do not get the job we wanted.
Or perhaps our plans suddenly change.
Those situations can feel difficult. But disappointment does not last forever.
Sometimes it even teaches us valuable lessons.
I completely agree.
Emily, have you ever been disappointed but later realized something good came from it?
Yes, I have.
What happened?
A long time ago, I applied for something that I really wanted.
Did you get it?
No,
That must have been disappointing.
it was.
But something changed later?
Yes. A few months later, I found another opportunity that was actually much better for me.
That is a wonderful reminder that life can surprise us.
Sometimes we understand the reason much later.
Exactly.
Another important emotion is gratitude.
Gratitude means appreciating the good things in our lives.
They do not have to be big things.
A sunny morning,
A kind message from a friend.
a delicious meal.
A successful English lesson.
Small moments often bring the greatest happiness.
I think gratitude also changes how we see difficult days.
Instead of focusing only on problems, we begin noticing positive things too.
Another helpful habit is talking honestly about your emotions.
You do not need to hide every feeling.
If you feel tired, you can politely say, "I'm a little tired today."
If you feel excited, you can say, I'm really looking forward to this.
If you feel nervous, you can say, "I'm a little nervous, but I'm also excited."
Those kinds of sentences sound very natural in everyday English.
They also help other people understand you better.
Good communication often begins with honesty.
While listening today, think about the emotions you have felt during the past few days. Ask yourself, what made me smile?
What challenged me?
What helped me feel calm again?
Every emotion teaches us something about ourselves.
And learning to express those emotions in English helps us become more confident speakers and better communicators. We have talked about many different emotions and how to describe them in English. Now let's think about something very important.
Learning how to understand our emotions.
Exactly. Sometimes we feel something, but we do not stop to ask ourselves why.
Life can become so busy that we move from one activity to another without thinking about our feelings.
But taking a few quiet minutes can help us understand ourselves much better.
Emily, do you ever spend time thinking about your emotions at the end of the day?
Yes, I do.
What do you usually do?
Sometimes I simply sit quietly and think about my day.
That sounds relaxing.
I ask myself simple questions like, what made me smile today? Or what made me feel worried?
Those are thoughtful questions.
They help me notice small moments that I might otherwise forget.
I like doing something similar.
Really?
Yes, sometimes I write a few sentences in a notebook before I go to bed.
Like a journal?
Exactly.
What do you usually write about?
I write about one good thing that happened, one challenge I faced, and one thing I hope to improve tomorrow.
That sounds like a wonderful habit.
It helps me finish the day with a calm mind.
Another important idea is that emotions do not stay the same forever.
Happiness comes and goes.
Excitement changes.
Worry changes.
Even sadness slowly changes with time.
Remembering this can help us during difficult moments.
We often think a difficult feeling will last forever.
But most emotions are temporary.
That is a comforting thought.
I think so too.
Another helpful habit is talking to someone you trust.
Sometimes sharing your feelings with a friend or family member makes a big difference.
They may not solve every problem,
But they can listen.
and sometimes being heard is exactly what we need.
Emily, who do you usually talk to when you had a difficult day?
Usually a close friend or a family member.
What helps the most?
They listen carefully without interrupting.
That is a wonderful quality.
Sometimes they give advice.
And sometimes they simply say, I understand.
Those simple words can be very comforting.
Yes, they remind us that we are not alone.
Another important emotion we should mention is hope.
Hope helps us believe that tomorrow can be better than today.
Even during difficult times, hope gives us a reason to continue.
Hope is quiet, but it can be very powerful.
I think learning English is also an act of hope.
That is a beautiful way to say it.
Every lesson is an investment in your future.
Every conversation helps you become a little more confident.
Every new word brings new opportunities.
That is why it is important to celebrate your progress.
Even if today's improvement feels small.
Small improvements become big changes over time.
Let's review some useful vocabulary from today's episode.
The first word is emotion.
An emotion is a feeling, such as happiness, sadness, excitement, or worry.
The next word is grateful.
Grateful means feeling thankful for something good in your life.
Another useful word is relaxed.
Relaxed means feeling calm and comfortable.
We also use the word stressed.
Stressed means feeling worried or under pressure because of different responsibilities.
Another important word is confident.
Confident means believing in yourself and your abilities.
We also talked about disappointed.
Disappointed means feeling sad because something did not happen the way you hoped.
Finally, we use the word hopeful.
Hopeful means believing that good things can happen in the future.
A wonderful way to remember these words is by talking about your own experiences.
Personal examples make vocabulary easier to remember and easier to use in real conversations.
Before we finish today's episode, let's return to the question we asked at the beginning.
How are you feeling today, and why do you feel that way?
Maybe you feel happy.
Maybe you feel calm,
Maybe you feel excited about something that is coming soon.
or maybe today has been a little difficult.
Whatever you are feeling, remember that every emotion is part of being human.
Learning to understand your emotions is just as important as learning to express them.
And learning to express them in English helps you have deeper and more meaningful conversations.
Before we say goodbye, we have a small English-speaking challenge for you.
Choose one emotion you have felt today and describe it using 2 or 3 simple English sentences.
Then, explain what caused that feeling.
If you'd like to practice with us, write your answer in the comments.
You can write, I'm, your name, from, your country. And today I'm feeling blank because blank.
We always enjoy reading your comments and learning about your experiences from around the world.
Thank you for spending this time practicing English with us.
Keep listening, keep speaking, and remember that every conversation helps you become a more confident English speaker.
Take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and never stop learning.
We'll see you in the next episode of Daily English Fluent Podcast.